Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hello. I am your girl, Angela ALove Lewis. I am here with I Am a Woman Empowered, and today is day five of 30 days of empowerment. So, want to come in a little bit, have a quick conversation about the power of your choices and your decisions, right? I think that for a lot of people, we take for granted that we have control with the choices that we make in our lives. And a lot of times we give that power to somebody else. We allow people to make decisions for us. We allow people to, give us limited choices. And sometimes we have to understand that we are in control of those decisions that we make, the choices that we have. It's power in that. And so, again, I'm here, 30 days of empowerment. This is day five. So, if you're tuning in, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hopefully, you've caught day 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you have not, go back to the page. Go back to I Am a Woman Empowered, which is my Facebook group, or go to my main page, I Am Angela Lewis, and check it out there. And hopefully it will be something that will bless you. We've talked about a few different topics. We talked about the power of positivity, having an empowered mindset, the power of gratitude. We talked about some different things that I believe will help you to take yourself to that next level, to get yourself in a position where you feel empowered. And when you're empowered, that means that you're able to make decisions and choices that are in your best interest. That means that you have control, because basically when you have choices, it makes you feel like you have control, and that satisfies our basic instincts. When you are trying to be in survival mode, you want to know that you have choices. You want to know that you are in a position to make decisions that are going to be the best for you. I put up a post, I believe, earlier about empowered women know they have the power to choose what to accept and what to let go. And I think that's just so powerful, because for women, because we're nurturers and we want to, make everything all right for everybody. And a lot of times we put ourselves in positions where we hold on to toxic relationships. We hold on to toxic friendships. We stay in jobs longer than we need to. We just do things sometimes expecting a better outcome. But when you shift, because again, all of this is about shifting from where you are to where you want to be. And if you shift your mindset and shift how you think, you want to position yourself to be able to make those choices that are going to benefit your future self, right? A lot of times, when we have choices, we just make quick, rash decisions, right? When we think about small choices, sometimes, it's a couple of outcomes that we can think about. And, so we just feel like, okay, am I going to drink water today or drink a soda? Or, am I going to have a salad today, or I'm going to go give me a burger? We think about, what choices do you have? Where do you want to go for the summer, for vacation? We think about little things like that. But when you get into an empowered mindset, it's all about evaluating the choices that you have, taking some time to really think about those things and understanding that you're in a position of control. But it goes back to you kind of knowing who you are, having some self-awareness. That is one of the things that I feel like we don't really take enough time to pay attention to. When you get up in the morning, you're just going about your day, you're just doing life. Well, in order to do life and do life well, sometimes we've got to take it a step further. Sometimes you got to really pay attention, because see, sometimes you have major decisions to make, and when you do, that's not something you jump into. But a lot of times we make decisions out of habit, because we think about our life and where it's at, and we think, I need to make this decision. I need to position myself to just make sure that this is going to make my life easier, make sure that I'm going to be able to, continue to do the things I've been doing. And so you make decisions that you feel like just kind of fit into where you're at. But I must say that when you have an empowered mindset, you've got to stop just making rash decisions and really sit back and kind of evaluate, where do you want to be at in a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Because the decision that you make today can directly impact your future. So now that means you got to start thinking about what is your vision for your future? What is the values that you have that you want to show up and be there? What is the legacy that you want to leave? What is it that you want to accomplish with your life? And when you start thinking on those lines, now the decisions that you make can sometimes be a lot deeper than what you originally thought. See, when you think about empowered women having the ability and the power to choose what to accept and what to let go, you get into situations where you feel like, I've got to start making better decisions when it comes to the relationships that I'm in, the people that I hang around, whether or not, how do I manage my finances? At a certain age, they start telling you, you got to plan for retirement. You got to start putting money aside for a rainy day. Some people get it sooner than others, but for the majority of people, you're just going through life and you just kind of, taking it one day at a time. But when you have choices, it gives you a sense of control, and you have to start thinking about, what are you going to accept? Have you been settling? Have you just been dealing with whatever comes your way and you just feel like, okay, I really don't have a choice in the matter? Have you listened to somebody tell you, hey, it is what it is, so you're going to have to suck it up, and you don't have a choice in the matter? In actuality, you do, but you have to sit back and think about, what is it that you want? Not what somebody tells you have to settle for or you have to deal with, because you have a choice in the matter. And then you have to be bold enough and brave enough to embrace whatever that decision is. Whatever choice you make, now it's time to own it, to embrace it, to go hard and go full out with the decision that you made, so that you can bring forth whatever the outcome is that you are expecting to have. See, when you make a decision based on the outcome that you want. Well, sometimes it requires you to start looking at the bigger picture. See, I looked at a few things and it says, when people make decisions, you make choices every moment about every thought, feeling, and action that you have. So when you do that, you have to pull it back a little bit and start realizing that sometimes you don't have to make a decision or a choice right then. If you need time, take that time. Nobody should force you into making certain decisions. And if that's the case, then maybe you need to evaluate whether or not you need to be in that particular situation. You are in control of what happens in your life. And so we got to start taking that back. We got to stop giving it to other people. When you become empowered, you realize that I am in control of what happens to me or what my life looks like. And if I'm not where I need to be at, probably because I made some decisions that weren't in my best interest. And now I got to stop thinking about today and start thinking about my future. Yes, tomorrow's not promised, but at the same time, you've got to have a vision. You've got to have some thoughts about where you want your life to go, what you want it to look like, what your values are, what's important to you, and then start making decisions and choices based on that, because you have power in your choices. You have power in the decisions that you make. I wrote down, our choices and decisions give us opportunities to become better at what we do. Most of our decisions are made out of habit, but if we bring our choices in the conscious domain, we can evaluate them, assess their impact, and indulge in self-reflection. Self-reflection, we talked about earlier in one of the days, I talked about, journaling. Sometimes you need to write some things out so that you can kind of write your thoughts out so that you can get clarity before you make a choice or a decision. You need to have clarity on what the long-term impact is going to be. You got to have some clarity so that you can focus on what's going to be the best outcome for you. Weigh those decisions and make sure you got everything that you need to make a great decision. Sometimes people give you half information. Sometimes you need to research a little bit, because you'll find out that they didn't give you everything you needed to make the best decision for yourself. And so that means that you've got to be the one to go and look for that information. You've got to be the one to ask the questions that you need to ask in order to make sure your decision is informed and it's going to benefit you in the long run. So some of the things I've said is, number one, listen to your gut. I said that the other day. We are blessed with our own instincts, our own intuition. our own sixth sense, as they say. It's there for a reason. Trust it when you make a decision. When you come up and you feel like it's not sitting well with you, when you just can't get any peace about it, maybe that's not something that you need to do. Maybe, you're thinking about a big move. And if you feel apprehensive, if you feel like a lot of anxiety behind it, then maybe you need to rethink it. And maybe this is not the good time to do so. Trust your instinct. God gave it to you for a reason. Pay attention to it because it can help you to make decisions that are going to benefit you in the long term. Another thing is, like I said, spend some time in self-reflection so that you get clear on what it is you want in life, so that you know your values, you know what's important to you, not what's important to everybody else, but what's important to you. Your decisions may impact a lot of people, but at the same time, the person that's going to impact the most is you. So you got to make sure that it's in alignment with the values that you have. And if you make a decision that's not, then that just means that maybe you need to rethink that thing, because it's going to cost you more pain than it is joy or happiness or peace. Another thing is you got to look at the big picture. Sometimes we make decisions based on where we are right now, but you got to step back a little bit and look at the bigger picture. Look and see what can it influence? What can it impact? How can it make changes for you? How can it enhance your life? How can it elevate you? How can you making this decision take you to another level in your life where it opens up doors of opportunity? Maybe this decision can allow you to connect with someone who can help you do better in your life, whether it's better in relationships or businesses or collaborations or whatever that looks like for you. Step back and look at the bigger picture so that when you make your decision, you know the impact that it's going to have. Another thing is consider wise counsel. Go to a trusted person that you know will give you good advice, and then weigh it based on what you already have from your knowledge, your experiences. Take that information and then use it, because again, there's power in your choices. There's power in your decisions, and you have to be responsible enough to take the time to do it and do it right. So basically, when you make your own choices about things, it gives your life meaning. And a lot of times it's hard because we second guess ourselves. We always are, anticipating that maybe, this is not the right decision, or I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. But you've got to trust your gut. You do. You got to step back and just bet on you, and bet on the fact that you know you better than anybody else. So if it comes down to a decision that involves you having to make it, then make sure you take the time to invest in a decision that is going to benefit your future self, that you can look back and say, I'm so glad I made that decision, right? Know yourself well enough. And if you don't know, spend some time meditating, spend some time, praying about it, spend some time, talking to some people and sounding it out, or really just writing some things down and talking to yourself. Sometimes all you need to do is talk it out in order for you to make the right decision. So again, this is day 5 days of empowerment. I want you guys to tap in and make sure that whatever you do, get empowered in your life. That's what it's all about. Shift your mindset and make yourself a priority. Last night, I think we talked about self-love. You are the most important asset that you have. So the decisions that you make need to benefit you long term. The decisions and choices that you have need to be something that's going to bring you peace, bring you into a better position in your life. So make sure you take the time to make the right one. Sometimes you have to, as they say, begin with the end in mind. Think about what the end result is that you want to have. Know what the outcome looks like, and then go backwards and make sure that your decision supports that outcome. I'm telling you, we're in a position now where what you decide on today, what you choose now, can make a difference in your life 2 to 3, 4, 5, 10 years down the road. So don't take it lightly. Stop just going out here, just, boom, just, hey, I just did it. And don't put any weight to it, because there's power in your decisions. There's power in the choices that you make. and you have to live with the outcome and the repercussions. And so you want to make sure that you make good, solid, sound decisions. And when you come from an empowered mindset, when you come from a mindset of gratitude and growth and abundance, you start seeing things from a positive perspective. So you make decisions based on where you're trying to go, not out of fear, not out of, trying to please somebody else, but to ensure that your life and the decisions and choices that you put in now are going to be something that you can reap the benefits from year after year after year after year. So that's all I have tonight. I hope you guys, that helps somebody. Maybe you're in a tough position right now and you're trying to make some decisions. Don't let people force you into making a quick decision. If you need time, take time, because trust and believe that what you do for you is going to benefit you in the long run. So that's all I have. Again, day 5, check with me tomorrow. Day 6, follow us on Instagram at I Am a Woman Empowered. Go to the Facebook group, I Am a Woman Empowered. And listen, thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back again tomorrow and the rest of the month. Again, 30 days of empowerment. Make sure you tap in and get empowered. You owe it to yourself. Have a good night.